For joining us on this 4th of July. I'm David Molko along with Chief Meteorologist Matt Zafino. Matt, let's start with the heat wave. It looks like we are still in the 80s and where we're headed tomorrow.
Yeah, we're still 80 degrees downtown right now, and it will be even hotter tomorrow than it was today. The fireworks winding down over downtown Portland. Hopefully you had a safe 4th of July. We're down to 78 right now at the airport, so still a very, very warm evening after a near record hot 4th of July. It was our second hottest 4th of July on record here in the Rose City, second only in 1972 when we were 1 degree warmer. But look, we're running 4, 5, 6 degrees warmer than we were at this time last night. McMinnville a full 11 degrees warmer, so it's a big, big difference from 24 hours ago. Not so much in other parts of the state, but here in the metro area, it is. And again, we're all around 78, 79. A little bit cooler in Hillsborough. Aurora is still hanging on to 80, 77 down in McMinnville. So again, it's just a very, very warm night after a very hot day. Temperatures don't drop all that much overnight. That gives us a higher starting point for tomorrow when temperatures begin to climb again. And so tomorrow will be the hottest day of this heat wave. Still near 90 on Thursday as temperatures begin to cool off tomorrow night, and then much cooler after that as we go into tomorrow night and Thursday, but especially Friday and the weekend, we'll be back down into the 80s. Now in the Gorge, the winds are pretty calm right now, but that is going to change tomorrow. We'll talk about the red flag warning, the fire weather conditions, and the winds that are on the way a little later. David?
Thanks so much, Matt. Meanwhile, we are continuing to track the Tunnel 5 fire that is burning in Skamania County in the Columbia River Gorge. This sparked early Sunday west of White Salmon, Washington, near the community of Underwood. A stretch of State Route 14 along the river remains closed indefinitely. The good news, as far as we can tell, it appears the fire has not destroyed any more homes or grown substantially in the last 24 hours, with the lack of wind really helping firefighters in their all-out efforts there. Blair Best filed this update from the Oregon side of the Columbia just before the sun went down.
So far, fire crews have contained 5% of this fire, which started on Sunday. Now, we're a few miles west from Hood River, and we can see the smoke from this fire that's burning along these ridges all the way down to the water. Now, what you're looking at now is called Tunnel 5, and that's where a majority of the firefighting efforts have been focused today. On Tuesday, fire crews continue to attack the flames from the air. Water tankers focus on this section of the gorge, given its steep terrain that's difficult to navigate on foot.
There's also a lot of complexity with the railroad corridor, the state highway, power lines, the helicopters and the water tankers are dipping from the river.
And parts of the river are filled with people like John Bennett enjoying the holiday.
It's quite the contrast. Just appreciate those guys and what they're doing.
Nearly 200 firefighters are working and more are on the way. As of Tuesday, the fire stayed roughly at 533 acres and was 5% contained. A roughly 10-mile stretch of Highway 14 is still closed.
I know that they're continuing to work on the dozer line on the eastern edge of the fire, working to corral it a little better. And on the western edge, again, it's very steep terrain, but we're scouting to look for possible containment lines there.
This is just one of those things where I go, all right, this is life in the gorge.
Officials estimate 10 buildings have been destroyed. Justin Schultz, who lives about 5 miles from the blaze, hopes his isn't next.
I don't want to lose my home. I mean, if you live in the gorge, one of the key things out here is, the greenness of this, right? The beauty here. So it's unfortunate that this is happening.
As of Tuesday, evacuation orders have been lifted in Klickitat County. Level 3 remains in parts of Skamania County, though fire crews warn that can quickly change as they fight to stop it from spreading.
So what they're doing, the work, all that stuff, the danger that they're facing, I mean, it's much appreciated.
That appreciation was echoed by many people out at the gorge today. Fire crews say you could do your part by prioritizing fire safety tonight, given it's the 4th of July. In the Columbia River Gorge, Blair Best, KGW News.
Yeah, good reminder. All right, the hot, dry conditions also mean some new burn bans in effect in Marion County. It includes all agricultural and slash burns, plus all recreational fires and backyard burns. Gas and charcoal grills in Marion County are the exception. In Cowlitz County, a ban on all outdoor burning takes effect in less than an hour. Small recreational fires are still okay on private property as long as they are contained within a ringed burn pit. That ban runs at least until the end of September. Well, new tonight in Northeast Portland, an armed robbery at a convenience store foiled by customers. And as Alma McCarty reports, it appears this was the suspect's third attempt in just a few hours.
This is the gun Portland police say a man used to hold up customers at the 7-Eleven on Northeast Sandy and 82nd Sunday morning. A revolver reported stolen out of Washington state back in 1996, with 5 live rounds and 1 spent casing.
It just all happened all at once. It was so quick.
And this, police say, was the aftermath of the fight between the suspect, the clerk, and the customers he was trying to rob. This man, who wanted to remain anonymous, tells us he watched the whole thing from right outside the store.
He pulled something out of his waistband, and well, obviously it was a gun, and it just everybody was looking around, and just everybody jumped when it was time.
According to court documents, 40-year-old Daniel Jones first demanded money. That's when customers wrestled him to the ground. Officers say during the fight, the gun went off. No one was injured. Just hours before all that, down on Southeast 92nd and Stark, police say the suspect robbed this 7-Eleven twice, taking beer, cigarettes, and about $300 in cash. That clerk called 911 after each holdup. The witness at the second scene telling us he's not surprised.
I heard about that, and truthfully, no. People are getting pretty desperate now.
Jones was injured in the fight and taken to the hospital. He's now booked in the Multnomah County Detention Center on several charges, including robbery and unlawful use of a weapon.
I guess he's where he's supposed to be, behind bars. You know, that's someone that deserves a little bit of detention so he can think about what he did.
In Northeast Portland, Alma McCarty, KGW News.